Hello and welcome to the Watches and More channel, a channel for those who wear and enjoy watches. The topic of this video is the Casio Mudmaster GSG-100. First, a bit of background on my journey that led me to the purchase of this amazing watch. As you have most likely already ascertained, I am an avid watch collector and enthusiast. But I have only recently took an interest in G-Shocks. Previous to this I had never really taken them too seriously. I thought them to be a little too big, too many odd colors. I did not really think that they had too much significance in the watch world. But then I gained an interest in inexpensive but super cool Casio watches. The first of which was my Casio ProTrek digital watch. I had almost pulled the trigger on the ProTrek several times, but just could not do it. The color and shape of it seemed a little odd. Then one day I was in the local Costco and they had one in the case. It immediately started to grow on me. In the end I walked out of the store with it. Yes, I paid for it. The significance of this is that the ProTrek is very closely related to G-Shocks in both their ruggedness and their wide range of features. The most notable of these are temperature, altitude, barometric pressure and compass functions. I also bought a couple of DW291 digital watches, a Casio Illuminator diver and a super awesome Edifice Sapphire. As you can see, I was hooked on Casios. From this time on I routinely scanned Amazon for watch deals, and started to pay more and more attention to G-Shocks. I started to gain an appreciation for the classic G-Shock case shape, and began to learn more about its history and its impact on the watch world. As you may know, they have sold well over 100 million of them over the years. But the one I was drawn to most was the Mudmaster series. These are among the most rugged and durable of the extensive G-Shock range with a whole host of unique features. They are virtually impervious to almost every outdoor environmental condition, having both a very high amount of water resistance and specially designed pushers that are extremely resistant to mud and dust. The Mudmaster series has up until recently been a little out of my reach price-wise, being typically over $400. That is until Costco began to carry the GSG-100 Mudmaster for half of the usual price. It was an all-black version with black face, dial and strap with red accents on the light button and the 9 o'clock digital info display. I just could not pull the trigger on it, even though it was a fantastic deal. Then one day I was in another Costco location and as usual upon entering the store headed directly to the watch case and spotted an alternate color version of the GSG-100. A black dial version with an army green strap with a gold light button and accent on the 9 o'clock info display. I was sold, and the rest is history. My thoughts and impressions. As I have mentioned in earlier videos, the focus of this channel is not on the usual dimensions, case sizes etc. but more on what it is about it that draws me to it or gets me excited to wear a particular watch. Straight out of the gate, I am struck by the amazing dial. Depending on the available light, it either looks like a flat black, or it will shimmer like a CD. The effect is very striking. The digital sub-dials, while small, are quite readable once you get used to them. This particular model has quite basic functions for a G-Shock: world time, stopwatch, countdown timer and 5 alarms. But that takes nothing away in terms of the appeal of this piece. What strikes me most when wearing it is that its size and scale seem quite normal. This is large even by Invicta standards. But somehow it just works. For its size it is quite light on the wrist and after a while I almost forget I am wearing it. This watch has so many interesting shapes and design features that draw me into gazing upon it. I think they nailed the overall design. It is very purposeful and functional. This lends very well to its intended purpose. But having said that, it is a very good-looking and practical design. This is an extremely easy watch to read at a glance. The wide sword-shaped minute hand and the arrow-shaped hour hand against the stunning black dial provide an amazing level of contrast and readability. The digital sub-dials and function indicators are easy to read, but do not detract from the dial. The oversized even-numbered numerals help greatly with the overall readability. The hands and outer markers have a good amount of lume and last for a good amount of time. But not nearly as good as that of my Seiko Field Watch or my Citizen ProMaster Diver. But in the end that matters not at all given the show-stopping illumination of the hands, inner markers and the digital displays. The effect is quite stunning. The digital displays are illuminated with a bright white light. The hands and markers are flooded with an ultraviolet light source that makes them glow a beautiful purple and blue respectively. It really does not matter what level of light is in the environment, the dial will always be extremely readable. Conclusion. Since I picked this one up, it is my new favorite watch, that is until my next favorite watch. It is very wearable in spite of its massive size and scale, but yet it seems 100% natural on the wrist, something that still blows my mind. I suspect that it is something that you would have to investigate for yourself before picking one up. I suspect that those with smaller wrists than my own may be able to pull it off given the way the strap extends pretty much straight down from the case. The durability, functionality and toughness of this watch is legendary. It is currently the most rugged, reliable and readable watch in my collection. It is one of those watches that can truly handle almost anything you can throw at it, and not have to worry too much about it. The one question I would pose to anyone out there with a G-Shock priced north of $400 or $500 is this. Do you wear it as intended, in tough outdoor conditions? Or do you not wear it in certain situations for fear of damaging it? It is a contradiction of sorts, given that they are among the toughest watches on the planet. But with some of them being well north of $1,000, is this a consideration when wearing one? I would love to read your comments on this and what experiences you have had with G-Shocks in general. This is my first one, and probably not my last one. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons below. I also invite you to follow my Amazon affiliate links below. They really help the channel and will allow me to bring you more watch reviews. Hope you enjoyed his video. See you next time.